Hello. Um, I just woke up about an hour ago. I just been laying in bed. I really didn't want to go outside. Um, and I took my dog out because she needed to go, and I don't think it's fair for her to wait for me to get over my fear of all the noise. Um, so I took her outside, and there was this person just waiting um, where I usually like take her out, and it's weird because like I live in a bubble, right? Um, I live in a lab, like it's an isolated thing, you know. And when I first saw him, because like he'll be out there sometimes just waiting for me. And when I first saw him, he was bald, you know, and I was like, oh, okay, does not like me. Give me a second. And then another day, I was like really stressing out because he was just right there, just like sitting on the corner, just like um, watching, you know. And I got kind of stressed, and like he like looked over to me, and he kind of went like this, and like that means something, you know, especially within the confines of the organization and all that. So I felt a little safer. Um, and Today, as I was taking her out, he was there, and like I've been saying these past few days, like I'm very touch averse right now. I don't want to touch anybody because I don't want to get subsumed within the organization as has happened so many times over the last few years. You know, I because of my predisposition to not liking original sin tend to blur the lines, and then I can get lost in rabbit holes. So I'm trying to be very careful to just like stay on what I'm trying to do. And so I went outside, and he was waiting for like he was just there, and I didn't want to interact with him. And as soon as I was like, see, this is the problem is like that there's a contradiction in the original sin by me not talking to him. But like I said, I don't want to muddy the the message with voices. Um, like I was thinking about it yesterday. Um, that thing that I said about TikTok like showing me something and like you don't concern yourself with this. And I was sitting with it for hours. I'm like, what don't I concern myself with? Because like to me, I concern myself with everything. The only thing is like I don't want outside voices telling me, "Hey, like maybe concern yourself about this as well." Because I concern like I'm you know, and it's just it's frustrating. I don't want those other voices breeding into like feeding into that thought process. Um, yeah, and as soon as I decided that like I was just going to take her out, so I took her out, and he was just there, and I didn't really interact with him. And as soon as it was evident that I wasn't going to interact with him, a motorcycle turned on, and I have an aversion to motorcycles as well, just because I don't like the libertarian spirit, let's say, of motorcycles. Um, or like the gung ho liberty, like you know what I mean, outside of original sin, like um, there are aspects to things that there are issues with sometimes within the context of issues existing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Um, But yeah. And then I was thinking about the ego and the super ego. Just because like this was before, like this was while I was laying down, like this was a TikTok that I was thinking of making. Um, then I was thinking of the ego and the super ego, is insofar as an ego death could be seen as a replacement of the ego with the super ego. Um, like I've always been fascinated by trying to access the heartbeat of a city, a town, an algorithm, a people, the heartbeat, you know? And like sometimes when I use the word I, um, it's kind of like when people use the royal we, like we are not amused. I tend to like I used to think of the face of God, or I still kind of do in some sense. I think of the face of God as the masses, you know. Um, it I've always been fascinated with finding the heartbeat of a city, or finding, yeah, you know, like the heartbeat, the soul, the whatever it is, the thing that makes it tick. Um, like I said the other day that I peeled back the face of God, and I found only myself. In my search for finding the heartbeat of a city, and my search for finding the face of God, of that idea that the masses were the face of God, and peeling that back, I found myself at the epicenter, which is interesting. That was a completely different TikTok, but I thought I apparently wanted to fit it in here. Um, but going back to the thing about like the ego and the super ego, um, it seems like I was sitting here for like an hour, right? And it seems like anytime that like my ego arises, um, it is then tampered down, back into, like through the revving and stuff like that, tampered back into the super ego, or the id, the collective id, what have you. I'm not exactly sure, but like um, but there is like a separation there, you know. And I think like this might be, well, actually no, the ego might not be a good. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Like outside of the labels of what I'm trying, like of like badly titled things. Um, what I'm trying to say is that my dead wife is a metaphor for the genocide that has continuously happened for thousands of years. We are all collectively sitting in a torrent, trying to stand with our feet planted on the ground while there is a torrent of noise that would see us downriver. I feel like this is all in like a certain theme within the video, but like these are also scattered. You know, I was thinking right before I took her out that I was going to make like individual TikToks, But then I thought that like for an attention span, like trying to like get people like get an attention span back, um, it might be good to just like make a condensed version of everything that I wanted to talk about, which I guess I did. I just I don't know if the delivery was uh, up to par as usual, but I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was just a little scattered. I didn't have too much structure to it. Um, yeah. Good morning. I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna go shower. I'm gonna ready for the day. I haven't peed. I had to take her out first, so I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back. And yeah, happy Saturday.